Today's guest is Genine Turnbull. Both of us dive deep in personal life stories, our childhood and teenage years of battling homelessness, toxic relationships, trauma bonding, as well as the journey towards a better life. Genine helps empowering men and women in order to become confident, gain personal power, build healthy relationships, and reclaim life. Please give a warm welcome to Ever Blessed, Genine Turnbull.
With the trauma bonding, when you
Yes.
get to that point where you can acknowledge that these people are still stuck in a negative stance and they want to pull you back, that's how you truly identify it, right? And with the quote I was saying, like, some people are meant to go where you're going and they will catch up, right? But others, no matter what you do, you don't have the power to change them. It is an internal journey, guys.
Yes.
And we try to control outside sources, but we don't have that power. Man, if we had that power, the things that we can do in this world. But we
Oh,
don't.
for sure. Yeah.
Right? So then that's what leads to codependency, is you're so stuck in these bonds with people that you feel bound to them. And that's when codependency kicks in, because you're almost afraid to venture on your own. You're like, well, this is comfortable, right? I really like this, but codependency, again, what people don't understand, that's not talked about a lot, is codependency is an internal thing as well. You are desperate for love. You are desperate for acceptance. So you will put up with lower vibrational thinking, people that abuse you, that use you, because you want that connection. So when you can recognize that that is the source, man, you have so much instant power to change it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. That's some deep stuff. And I think we all need that. I need that for sure. My listeners are like, wow, blow me out of the water. That is so true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, it definitely is. And that's the thing, is a lot of people talk about these topics, but they're not getting to the nitty gritty of the source, right? And what I try to bring to the world and try to help people to understand and work through these things is, it is an internal job.
Mhm.
And you can try to get validation from all different sources, but if you're not working on that internal and realizing the worth and value that you actually have and bring to this world, like just the presence of you alone staring at a camera or sitting in a room with someone not even talking, okay, not even talking, is powerful within itself.
Oh, for sure.
And we forget this about ourselves. We forget that we are gods and goddesses, right? We are the internal, like, source energy is us. And when you can get back to that, it's like, hey, well, that other stuff, it's not right for me. And then you have that inkling to go after what is truly meant for you, and know that through the process, there is going to be a lot of roadblocks. So many roadblocks. There's constantly going to be different scenarios put in your face as a distraction to pull you back. There's going to be constantly naysayers saying, nope, you're not good enough for that, to try to, again, pull you back. There's going to be outside things that crash and burn in your life. Like, for instance, with me, when I was on my journey, I lost everything, like my house. Again, I went homeless again and lost all my money. I lost all friends, lost so many things. And that was to try, like, at the time, I thought, oh my God, what was me? All this stuff is happening to me. Everything is crashing and burning, not recognizing that it was happening for me to grow, right? Because, and think of a seed, like a tree, right? They have to go into the dirt. My best thing that I like as an analogy is thinking of a lotus flower, okay? You take the bulb seed of a lotus, it has to go super deep into literal shit, like actual poop.
Mhm.
And you have to push that thing so deep into the trenches of that crap. But once it goes through that and realizes that all that pressure that's put on them is to help them blossom into something very beautiful, and that they have these gifts, and that they have, like, all this potential to make their lives epic, they bloom. And lotus flowers are super beautiful flowers, and they just blossom, right? They work through all of that crap and realize that it was for a purpose, right? And that purpose is for them to shine the light of what they truly are on internal and external level, because we are all beautiful beings that have amazing gifts to bring to this world, but we've been taught that we don't. And this is the thing that, like myself, I try to help people understand, because that thought process needs to be changed. It is
Mhm.
outdated, it is old, and it is non-productive.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. And now that that analogy has been on the forefront on this discussion, I think I'm officially going to name myself a lotus, because Jasmine is not doing it.
Do it. If that makes you feel good, then do it.
Oh my goodness. Wow. And that little bit of information in that you've mentioned about you being homeless and you lost everything. Oh my gosh. I literally just did a what is that, that 10-year challenge hashtag on Facebook. You probably even saw it, but
I did it.
yeah, yeah. Me 10 years ago, yeah, 2010, 2011. I lost 2 jobs within 3 months. I was working I was working 3 jobs at that time. Luckily, I had a part-time job as a bartender. I was just, like, doing it on the weekends, but
Mhm.
I had 3 jobs. I lost 2 of the full-time jobs 3 months apart from each other. I just graduated from college. That was around the depression, so probably, like, 2 years after college. Lost my house, lost my car, lost my dog. I not in a bad way, but I had to hand surrender her to the
Mhm.
shelter because I was homeless now, with no car. I had 2 kids at the time, lost custody of one of them, had the other one, moving with his father. So I was couch surfing for almost a year, and I lost everything, everything. And I was at the point where I was getting ready to go into the military at that time. And so the picture you probably see me 10 years ago, I had a buzz cut, like literally down to the nubs. Um, Getting ready for the military. I was ready to be sworn in. I did the whole ASVAB. I already knew my rank and everything, ready to go. All I needed to do was be sworn in as a US Army soldier. So and that was rock bottom, and I'm like, how low can I go?" I was like, do I feel like I'm doing the the little how low can you go under a pole?
Yeah.
But that was the lowest of my low, and I didn't understand what was going on, but it felt like at that moment, I was at the most freest I've ever been in my life.
Mhm. Oh, me too. When I had nothing to my name,
I
surprisingly, I
was
was one of the happiest.
Right? And then when I try to build myself up, I'm like, "Oh, now I know why I didn't wanna go back to that normal,
Yeah.
standard living of having a roof over your head and paying bills and so forth." And now, but yeah, it literally cleaned my slate of my life.
Mhm.
This was a new chapter. I was going through so much situations then with an awkward relationship with a guy, um,
Yeah.
to another guy, and it's like, it was just a pivoting moment, and I didn't see it until, like, years after. I'm like, "Wow." So,
It
what
all
would you
has a purpose, right? And
Yeah.
we get to that point where we start to try to find ways to see it. And it's
Yeah.
not until we are out of the scenario that you can see the situation for exactly the blessing that it was, right? Like
Right.
when I was in those pivotal moments too, like those hardship moments, I'm like, woe is me. Why is this happening to me? Oh my God, right? Like I just hated everything and I wanted to die. And looking back on it, I was like, that was the beginning of me now. And I love
Mhm.
me, man. I love me so much. And I love my life, right? And the people that I choose to associate with. It's just completely a 180.
Mhm.
And but we get lost in that. And then that's when again the codependency and the trauma bonding occurs because we're not seeing it for face value of what it is. So for the viewers and listeners, man, like just know that if you are in a tough spot right now, it is trying to blossom you into the lotus that you truly are within, but you're missing the signs. You're looking at it from a negative standpoint. Try to flip that script in your subconscious mind and tell yourself, okay, this is for my benefit. Yeah, it doesn't look like it now. It's not very beneficial, but it truly is. It truly is. And when you can look at it from that standpoint, oh man, the things that you can accomplish next are going to be epic.
Oh, yes. And I am so honored to speak with you today, Janine. Now, if the listeners are wanting to know more about this Empowering Souls Academy and to get to know a little bit more about your program, and as well as I'm not sure other things that you'd like to share, I would love to have links in the show notes. So send them my way.
Yeah,
But
I'll send you the links, and also anybody that wants to connect with me, you can find me Genine Turnbull on pretty much all platforms. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, my podcast, Facebook, and I also have my webpage, empoweredsoulsacademy.com, and people can book a call with me because I don't work with everybody.
mm-hmm.
I'm very particular on who I work with because I want success for you. So I will get on a free call, a 30-minute call, and we'll go over your situation, and I will give you some tools in that call because, I'm all about giving. and
awesome.
and I will see if you are a right fit, because again, I want your success, but if you don't really want your success that bad, no matter what I do, I can't get you there.
Very true.
So if you like, that's kind of the easiest, is just to book a one-on-one with me. Like I said, it's free. It's 100% free. We'll go over some stuff. Come to my group on Facebook, which is Empowered Souls Academy. It's a group of like-minded individuals. I'm trying to grow it, actually. Or find me on TikTok, because I give a lot of free stuff on TikTok too.
Yeah.
It's my new favorite tool is TikTok. It's so fun. It's
yeah,
so fun.
I'm on there too. So, but I'm also in your private group. I think I've been there for a while. So
yes, you are.
I
will send off all the links to you, so you can, anybody that's listening, just connect with me. I don't always add people as friends on Facebook because, well, Facebook's Facebook.
Yeah.
But I will add you into my group, and if you get with me for a one-on-one, we can talk through your situation. And even if we don't end up working together, you will get a lot out of it, because I just want people to understand that they have the power, right? And that is why I'm an empowerment coach. Like, I want to give you as much as I can, even if we are not a good fit, because I can't save the world, right? I'd like to, but I'm only one person.
One person at a time. Now, I think the last question I had was ask me a question. Did you want to ask me a question?
Yeah. So what is it like? What did you get out of this today? What was the impact for you?
It feels like I see that tunnel was getting a little dim, but I actually am feeling a little bit more optimistic with my goals, because a lot of the things that you pointed out, like getting rid of the toxic and trauma bonding and dealing with, because there was moments where I was doing codependency as well. I have built connections, a positive circle of people around me that we bounce off that good vibes and to encourage each other. So I feel like I'm on the right direction, because I thought, I was like, what am I doing? Am I doing this right? What's going on here? But I'm starting to see that a lot of things are coming out. Like you said, you're at the right moment in your life where you feel like you love who you are. I love me now. And as time goes by for me, I'm feeling the same way as well. I have just so much more. I feel like I'm so closer to the end of that tunnel. I'm so excited on this journey, and going to be amazing. So yeah, I've learned a lot today. It's a confirmation that I'm on the right track.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, I want to thank you again for having me on your podcast, and I'm glad that we actually got to figure it out, right?
Yes.
Very busy schedules. And this was a pleasure. Like, I'm hoping that your listeners find value. And again, I'd love to connect with you guys. So feel free to follow me, contact me, whatever. I'm all about meeting new people and having new experiences, right? It's part of the journey.
It is. That's the reason why my whole podcast is about journey. So thank you so much again. It's been an honor. Like I said, Genine, I am just been enriched with more knowledge and confirmations that everything is going to be all right. We're all is well.
You got this.
I know. I got this. You're right. I just can't hold on to this information. I want to show it to everyone. So yeah. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much again, Genine.
Thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. Bye. Thank you for listening to Noise Paloo Zion podcast. And if you enjoy listening to my podcast, please don't hesitate to give me a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify. Also wanted to give a shout out and thank you so much to all my guests, past, present, and future. And stay tuned for the next upcoming episode on Fridays.